So for a really long time we'd been thinking about all of the great things that might come out of an art-science collaboration, because we know multidisciplinary teams work really well. When we have biologists and physicists working with chemists, new ideas come about. So thinking that artists could work with scientists made us think that that's a really great way to spark new ideas, get new creativity happening, have discussions in the labs that you might not normally have, and work with the ideas that come out of that.
Much of my practice is built on trying to see what is possible with new bell design, both in technical terms and also in how bells can be brought back into the public space as a form and force for bringing community members to come together and play with each other creatively.
So what Anton proposed was to take a traditional manufacturing method and bring it into the digital world. And that's really part of our mission here in Lab 22. We take traditional foundries and traditional metalwork and we convert that over to the digital space. So we can go straight from a digital file to a manufactured object. And to get someone in from a completely different field who sees everything here as new and exciting is given us new ways to approach how we can do our own work.
I've been introduced to the sand printing machine, and I've made 2 runs of printing sand moulds, where the next stage is to print directly a bell and some other forms in direct metal printing using lasers. I'm partway through, and already I can see the effect on my work is going to be going and showing for years to come. So I'm incredibly excited about this opportunity to actually step into the future. There's opportunities to let ideas flow freely here, and I can't help but to flow along with those opportunities.
So when I heard about metal organic frameworks, they were really intriguing to me because of their amazing potentials, the capacity to absorb so many other materials and so many applications.
Diane's proposal had a real focus on the interaction of metal organic frameworks, on moths, and life, whether that's fungus or lichens, which was also in her initial proposal. That really triggered a lot of interest in my thinking as to places we'd never been with moths, places we wanted to go maybe in the future, but we'd never had the courage or the intuition to do so.
So I grew a whole crop of oyster mushrooms and also introduced the precursors of the moths to them to see, in fact, would the mushrooms biosynthesize? Would they biomineralize? Would they actually produce moths within the fruit body? And so far, under UV light, the mushrooms are producing moths inside of the fruiting body.
I've really enjoyed working with Diane. She's been a real change agent in the way that I think about my science.
It's really invigorated my respect for science and allowed me to see and experience the challenges and the wins that come with this kind of rigorous process.
Some of James's work is involved in examining transitions, whether that can be from day to night or from the transition from ocean to sky. Now, as a scientist, we work in looking at the transition between scientific disciplines. And in our work, we're looking at the transition between prebiotic chemistry and applying that to materials science. It was clear from his application he had read about the field and was interested in prebiotic chemistry and the processes that involved, and was also aware of the fact that we have the Murchison meteorite strike just north of Melbourne, where the carbonaceous meteorite, which is crucial to understanding prebiotic chemistry, actually hit the Earth.
We have a team that is focused on biomedical devices and the development of new materials for these devices. Well, he was clearly aware of the discovery that we had made, and so we became interested in his work and his perspective on this area of what we think is an interesting area, an exciting area of prebiotic chemistry.
The multidisciplinary aspect of the work flows through CSIRO in its own way. I collaborate strongly with Helmut Thyssen in this particular project, where he's got more the biological experience, I'm more the materials scientist, the polymer scientist, and bringing James in is just bringing another discipline in to look at the project with new eyes. And it has been very interesting for us to have our roundtable discussions about how we can use the work we're doing technically that he can use artistically.
From what we've seen so far, we're just really impressed with how the program's worked and how our artists have engaged with the scientists, how they're asking the questions about the deeper background to where the science is coming from, drawing deeper into their own scientific backgrounds themselves.